This is radio KKNS at 1310, and this is a documentary of what we've got going on for our temporary installation here. And this is a Harris SX5 transmitter, and we're running it at 500 watts right now, daytime. We are on an STA, and seems to be working okay. We'll show the installation here. It's very temporary. I've had to, well, we'll go back over here to the audio. Audio is taken from one of these barracks boxes. Okay, it's called Next Streamer. It actually works pretty good. It's not connected to this computer, it just looks that way. Anyway, it comes from the internet, and it gives audio. In this case, I'm sending the audio through this wire. It goes through a choke all the way down to these Western Electric 111Cs. This is for isolation from RF. We've been getting a lot of RF over here. So actually this one, we're using it from the our processing out to the transmitter, but using this to avoid isolate the RF from the electronics. And over here we have an Optimod audio processing 9100B. Can't complain. And turn on the receiver there. Getting our signal from the cable company, and then it of course feeds the Cat 5 over to the barracks, and then out of the barracks goes into the isolation transformers. Great transformers, by the way. Western Electric 111Cs for transformers for audio RF isolation. And oh, look at the transmitter now. Again, this is again where the transmitter is, and it's kind of jerry-rigged, but right now we got a big common mode RF choke right here. Yeah, it's 500 watts, not a whole lot. We had to use a common mode choke, and of course some ferrites. Those things are getting hot. A little warm. That's okay. A little warm's not bad. So it's buffering. We need that. Interesting how they had to use lots of ground strapping, as you can see. It goes in here, and actually under that piece of board we have grounding from the transmitter over to here and up. It goes over to the equipment. Even with all this grounding, we still have RF entropy still getting in, tries to get into the equipment, thus the audio transformers there to isolate. Interesting, how do we run a transmitter of 3-phase on a single-phase 240 service? Well, if we go in here, you'll see the, over here is the rotoverter. And the rotoverter, and there's the start switch. Okay, then check the modulation with an oscilloscope here. And anyway, so this is actually the so-called transmitter room in here. And some spare parts we hang on the wall there. And that pretty much explains the transmitter. Again, this is a temporary installation, so the station can get procure land or whatever, get ourselves on the air on a real installation. So now we'll go out and look at the tower. Okay, here's the antenna tuning unit, and as you can probably see, getting like with modulation 5 amps, and so it's around 500 watts and such. And I had to modify the tuning a little bit, thus the alligator clips, as you can see in there. And it goes to this tower here, or this 50-foot, goes on up. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, I'll get a different look at it. Wait. And so here's the antenna. This is a 50-foot pole. And since it's at a church, they made it look kind of camouflaged it so it looked like a cross. for the church. And this is actually a top load, very capacitive top load antenna, and that's what it looks like. Here's an MW1A that doesn't work right. There's a dummy load. And again, there's our transmitter. And common mode chokes. B.